to make a loop. Just literally fold the line over to make a loop that way. Now you need to make a loop the other way. Okay, I like to think of this as looking like a butterfly wing. Right, you've got your bar across the middle there. Both of the back lines are underneath, so I mean you can do this single-handedly, but to make it easier for you, I've just shown you this way of doing it, which is one loop and then another reverse loop like that. Now what you need to do is you need to fold them together. Okay, so you've got these two loops. The strand here goes over top of the two. Okay, that's important, because if you don't do that bit, then the whole rope will just come apart. Now you slide your top line, your starting line, through. Okay, easy as that. That's going to be your first loop there. Okay, ignore these because you'll be tightening these, so that's your first loop. So make sure you have that about the rough size that you want. You then pull this tight. Okay, you will find that it will move sometimes, so that you know that loop's got twice, 3 times the size that I wanted it. That's easy enough to do. You just thread it through and tighten it up by pushing it across to your loose line. Okay, now you need to repeat this across this top line as many times as you want, or as many times as you can fit. So again, the loop, I'm doing that backwards, sorry, the loop, backwards loop, fold together, thread through. That is probably the hardest bit for this whole setup. It really is. It's a bit of a pain to do. I mean, there's bound to be quicker and easier ways of actually tying that knot, but if you've never done knot tying before, this is an easier way of doing it. So you want to try and keep these roughly the same size. It just makes the whole netting look a bit more uniform and a bit more tidy. Make sure you pull these knots tight, because they will come loose as you're working, and it just causes a pain in the bum when you're having to redo all these knots again. Sorry, I keep saying a lot. I've not been up for long, so I am still incredibly tired. So you will have to excuse me. I'm not my best in the mornings at all. And there I go again. I've also noticed that my helper Deefa has left me, who was keeping me company, but he's, well, God knows where he's decided to go for a wander, I think. Okay. This is pretty much going how you want it to go now. You're going to be creating loops all across the line until you run out of space, or you just get fed up, really. This is probably one of the more time consuming ones, so I would advise you to do this when you're in the mood and when you have time laid out ahead of you that you can just sit down and work, really. It does take a while, especially when you're trying to work around a camera tripod. I really should get some sort of easier, better setup. Maybe fit a camera onto my laptop or something, just to make this easier. But for now, this will have to do. Okay, so that's it. I'm just going to do those for now, just to give you an idea of what exactly we are doing. Now, once you've done that, you then need to flip it over, reverse it. At the end of each row, you need to reverse it. Now, simply keep a space here where you want your next loop to be, because what you're going to be doing is bringing this line round to make the next loop. Okay, so you are just going to be repeating over and over again, but this is an easier knot. It really is very simple, this bit. Thread the line through, so the line goes through the middle of the top loop. You then wrap it round. Right, I've got to remember that I'm actually showing people how to do this, so I need to slow down a bit on the knots. Wrap it round, okay, so you've just gone through the top loop, round the back, through the bottom loop, the one that you were creating. You then take your line and easy as straight through like that. Okay, now you want to try and keep these the same size as these up here, just to make it look nicer, really. If you're not too fussed about looks, I wouldn't worry about it too much. And that is, once you've pulled that tight, your first knot. Okay, so you're starting to get the basic shape for it now. So again, bring it down, keeping your gap there, round the back and through like that. Okay, you will need to remember to do the knot the same way every time, because otherwise the whole netting starts twisting and shriveling up and it makes it very difficult. So you've gone through there, round the back and through this loop, and up and through. Take that line straight through there. Okay, so you're just passing it straight through. When you get this going, it is very quick. You will start blazing through it. It's the initial getting it started, and just realising where you've made a mistake if you make one, and correcting it.